Hi, so I'm just waiting for, I am waiting for my main channel to try and go live. Last time it didn't work at all. So I'm also going live on Instagram, and then I will get to my channel. No one is really subbed to this particular channel, so I'm not thinking too many people are going to jump in or anything, but I am going to upload this on my Instagram as well as Facebook. So I'm just getting that set up. And I included the information for Instagram and Facebook on excuse me, I included the Instagram and my, I believe, no, not my Facebook, but my Instagram channel in the description if you are interested. So let's see, I will be going live in just a second. Okay, so let's see if we can get a connection here. Okay, so I got a connection on okay, so I have a connection on sorry, I'm tired. I have a connection now on YouTube as well as I have a connection on YouTube, Instagram. I was trying to get my old YouTube channel working on my old computer, but those don't seem to want to be working. So today I am just responding to a video, actually two videos that I watched last night about people that experience loneliness or times in their life where it seems that everybody's ghosting you, or certain old friends. I'm so sorry. My dog has been crying all day over nothing, and I'm not going to open the door right now. She has four other people in the house. So sorry about that. But anyways, during the holidays, loneliness can be extremely crippling, and the brain actually can't tell the difference between physical pain and mental pain. So if you hear a person that says they're going through depression or, long periods of loneliness, please don't discount this as being something that's not serious because they're not like physically injured, because the mind and body are connected, and it is loneliness is a very real thing that our society doesn't seem to deal well with, especially since the creation of social media. And this was a little bit of the video that I touched on that I watched yesterday. They talked about how in the 90s, everything kind of seems like people had, at least in the US for the most part, I'm not saying everywhere, and never in the world, I don't think, has everything been great or perfect. Please don't let the dog in my room. Thank you. But in the 90s in the US, for the most part, a lot of people, especially people that were, I was growing up in the 90s. I was born in 87. So a lot of people had hope that they could be whatever they wanted to be if they worked hard. A lot of people had hope in one thing or another. They believed in the church, they believed in a religion, they had faith in their government, they had faith that they'd be safe when they traveled. I would say the biggest turning point for a lot of Americans and maybe people worldwide was when 9/11 happened. Now, I don't necessarily want to get into the politics of 9/11 and all of that. But I think for a while that brought Americans together, but it also brought fear. And that's when I think people started to become divided, as um, before it seemed in the 90s for a while that people were becoming united. Then it was like even our own country didn't trust us in airports. You used to be able to walk your family to the gates. You couldn't do that anymore. And I think there was a lot of fear that went with that. Um, and I remember having like a level of fear, like red was the worst, orange was the second worst, yellow was still be alert, but we were never on green. And I don't think we've ever gone back to green. And we still continue to practically have to strip down in the airports to get where we want to go. And now, recently, I'm just going to touch on this briefly, because I think they always use situations as a political ploy. But Brittany Garner, the women's basketball player that was in prison in Russia. Generally, when I've been to 27 other countries alone, and when I go to other countries, I am very aware of their laws, actually more so than the laws here, because I don't want something like that to happen. And I check my suitcases like 3 to 4 times. I'm not blaming anything on this woman. She had probably traveled multiple times, and she probably got special treatment because she was a basketball player, and like they just kind of shoot them through. One of my first trips, I was volunteering with a church, and they just kind of shoot us through. Like they didn't check the bags at all. But things change, especially during war, and now they're using this as like don't leave the country, an even more divisive thing. So how does this go back into the loneliness factor that I was talking about? I think if you don't have your friends around you or people that you thought were your friends, first of all, it could just be everybody's feeling down. It could just be everybody's feeling distrustful. It could just be everybody feels this fear. They don't know how other people are going to act. We've been apart for so long that people don't really know how to get back together. We've been staring at screens for so long that people don't really know how to interact properly. And that's where I think people need to understand why mental health is so important. There's multiple ways to get help for mental health. You don't necessarily need to go to a therapist. They have so many different types of therapy, I guess, or people to talk to now. They have, the Suicide Watch channel, obviously, for that specifically, but they will, it's more of like someone you can talk to if you don't have a therapist. They will talk to you if you need someone immediately. Now, I've heard that BetterHelp, or the one that's often advertised on YouTube, is not certified therapists, but you don't necessarily need a certified therapist. Sometimes you just need a person to listen to you. There's life coaches, there's meditation coaches, there's a lot of things. And I think it's really important that somebody does take the time, especially younger people that need that face-to-face interaction, that haven't developed their social skills at all, maybe because younger people are just so used to the screen addiction, and it is probably one of the biggest addiction problems we have right now. But I would take the time to find someone to talk to. There's many people online. I offer services to talk to people over Zoom or anything else, or if you're in the area, I can talk to you around here. But mine are more casual. I don't offer services for people that are going through a lot. However, if you are comfortable enough being by yourself, you can take time to educate yourself. Take time to go to the library and start really finding out a lot of information and educate yourself on some of these issues and topics that may not be talked about. Well, first of all, just aren't being talked about in school. A lot of people in the US do not have many self-sufficiency skills, like they couldn't survive alone for very long. A lot of people don't know how to sew, simple things. A lot of people don't know how to cook. A lot of people can't grow a plant. A lot of people would just be out of luck if like Amazon didn't exist. So I would say take the time, if you are by yourself, to begin educating yourself. Begin looking back into history and seeing how people lived, and if you can take anything from that, start painting, start doing things with your hands, be creative, try to limit yourself on screen time. I actually wanted to talk a little bit longer, but I am rather tired today. I have been having a migraine, so I have intended to do longer video. But anyways, my main channel that I had for a long time is, for whatever reason, still not going live. So my new channel I included on, I believe, on Instagram, and I will write it in the description on Facebook, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could, follow me. I'm a little nauseous from, this migraine, but there are many things you can do if you're lonely, and you can also take the time to evaluate your life, evaluate things you've done, evaluate what's good about the things you've done, what's not good about the things you've done, what you think has helped, what you think hasn't helped. And if you do want to be on screen time, I would definitely recommend some of the near-death experience videos, or NDE videos. Those videos really give you some insight into what's beyond, and what I believe a lot of people have found their greater purpose to be. So I know it was a short video today, but thank you for watching. If you did check in, I really appreciate it. And if you have YouTube or Instagram, please go ahead and follow me. And I will hopefully be feeling better tomorrow, and to a little bit more organized and better video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a blessed night. Goodbye.